Now I think you might be wondering about how about current international students studying at Osaka University. Well, I have two international students, Ms. Tanvi Kejriwal and Ms. Yong Kyung Hong, to speak about their personal experiences at Osaka University. So let me invite Ms. Tanvi first. Could you please introduce yourself and talk about your experiences?
Thank you, Professor Engter, and thank you to Osaka University for giving me this opportunity to talk about my experiences here. A little bit about myself. I am in my final year of undergraduate study here at Osaka University. I am in the Human Science undergraduate degree program, which is the only English language undergraduate program here at Osaka University. And I didn't speak any Japanese before coming here. So that's definitely a possibility for students, especially those students who are in English language programs here at Osaka University. Further, I'm writing my dissertation right now on environmental justice in India. So about the workload here at Osaka University, classes usually start at 8:50 in the morning at the earliest. That's the first period time. Of course, if you are a graduate student and you have your lab, then that might start at a different time, but classes tend to start at 8:50 in the morning. Most of the workload tends to be about 10 1.5 hour classes every week per semester. So about 40 hours a week spent on university work, including homework and stuff like that, which leaves plenty of time to have a social life, do extracurriculars, and really enjoy your time in Japan. Of course, this varies greatly based on what course you're in, but this has just been my experience thus far. Also, there are plenty of student associations here at Osaka University. I wanted to highlight two associations that are great for international collaboration and that tend to work in both English and Japanese, as I thought they might be of interest to potential international students. There is UNIC, which is a kind of international student association that focuses on international collaboration all throughout Japan with different international communities, so as well as student groups abroad as well. So that's really great to get a lot of international experience and meet people from different countries. And then Uisa, which is the International Student Association right here at Osaka University. It's a great way to meet other international students and really get to know the international student community here at Osaka University. Beyond that, there are several other student associations here at Osaka University. Here is a few. There's a lot of sports-based associations as well as many cultural associations at the university as well. Then I believe the professors have already spoken about some of the social things to do in Osaka and some of the highlights of what it's like living in Osaka. But another advantage of coming to Osaka University is that it's very easy to go on day trips to cities around here, Osaka, like Nara, Kyoto, Kobe, and you get to experience a very wide variety of what Japan has to offer. You don't have to you don't have to be restricted to the city of Osaka. Lastly, talking about affordability and scholarship opportunities, Osaka is a very affordable city for what it is. I would say you need approximately 120,000 yen a month to live very comfortably here at Osaka, here in Osaka, which is the monthly amount you get as an undergraduate student under the MEC scholarship. So you can get like 40 to 50,000 towards rent, 30 to 40,000 towards groceries, 10,000 towards transportation, and these are very generous estimates. Most of the time, if you are frugal, you can do these things for much less. Of course, the professors talked about MEC scholarship, but there are several other scholarships like the Osaka University scholarship, the JASO scholarship, the Rotary Yoneyama scholarship. So even if you don't get MEC scholarship when you're coming into this university. There's many scholarships you can apply for while you're here that can help lessen the cost of studying here at Osaka University. And then lastly, life after Osaka University. Osaka University students are in high demand amongst employers here in Japan, and it can be quite easy to get a good job as an Osaka University graduate. Of course, if you speak Japanese, then you have many options. You can go through the traditional job hunting system here in Japan, the shukatsu, and get a good job here. Or if you don't speak Japanese, certain key industries and research centers do employ people who don't speak Japanese as well. Students from the university also go to top graduate schools. I know several students this year alone who are going to Tokyo University, Kyoto University, Oxford, Harvard, etc. for their future education. So even moving beyond Japan after Osaka University is definitely a possibility. Thank you for your time, and I hope you find my presentation to be helpful. Thank you.
So Tanvi-san, I have a question. How is your experience in English major program different from other Japanese programs?
I think students who take classes in English here at Osaka University get to take a lot of classes with exchange students. So we meet students from different majors, from different universities, from different countries. So there is an extra international collaboration element to being in an English language program here at Osaka University.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to invite you, Ms. Hong, to talk about your own personal experiences. So perhaps you could also introduce yourself first and share your experiences.
So hi, I'm Yongkyung Hong, an undergraduate student at Osaka University. I'm currently in my junior year in the School of Engineering, Department of Applied Chemistry. And I would like to share my experiences in Japan and specifically at Osaka University. So why did I choose Japan? I chose Japan because of 4 big reasons. First, I really liked my major, the curriculum of the program at Osaka University. As my program was a combined science major, I liked how I got to learn both science subjects at once. I couldn't give up on either subject in my high school year, so it was my perfect major that I could choose for myself. One aspect that I thought was unique in Japan was that students are able to enter their labs in their 4th year. I thought an year-length experience would provide a close insight into the lab environment and research topics before moving on to their graduate school. I felt the need to be involved in various research activities before deciding on going to the master's or not, just not to regret on my decision. Second, as I am from Korea, Japan is a very neighboring country. I liked how it was convenient to go back and forth to my home country during the vacations. I was able to relax and come back with a fresh mindset to start a new academic semester. Lastly, I just really loved Japanese culture, food, language. I'm a huge fan of Japanese culture, so I wanted to travel, eat, learn, do everything in Japan while studying. For life in Osaka University, I'm totally satisfied with my life here and in Japan overall. My student life here at Osaka University is very rewarding as I get to actively participate in student club activities and do various part-time jobs. I was able to join a volleyball circle and interact with the local Japanese students. Not only that, like what Tanvi-san has mentioned, Osaka University has great international student associations and host various activities for us. Also, doing part-time jobs helped me learn the Japanese language and culture at a greater speed. Even though most of my campus life was gone after COVID-19, I still enjoyed the classes and experiments that the school provided, online and offline. With a reduced number of COVID cases nowadays, the university became very lively again. I recently visited Icho Festival hosted by the university, and there were great dance performance and delicious food to eat. For many international students, one of the exciting aspects of studying abroad is definitely traveling. Japan has an efficient public transportation network, especially between large cities. The country's transportation system takes you almost everywhere around the country comfortably and easily. I traveled to several places during my few years in Japan. Apart from Osaka and Kyoto, I traveled Hokkaido, Okinawa, Kobe, and Tottori. I still remember visiting BA, located in central Hokkaido, right after the snow avalanche. And it was my first time seeing snow piled up above my height. I jumped into the massive amount of snow and made new snow angels. I definitely recommend to visit Hokkaido in the winter if you really like snow. Also, Japan is an excellent place for people who like museums and art in general. There are approximately 4,000 museums with various specifications from history, art, science, and so on. I have previously visited the Harry Potter Museum and Kobe Museum and the 21st Century Contemporary Art Museum in Kanazawa. It was a whole new experience for me, and I wasn't really interested in arts before coming to Japan. And now I'm planning to visit more museums in Japan in the upcoming days. Yes, and thank you for listening.
So, Hong-san, that was a very interesting presentation. Thank you for that. But I was just wondering, what's it like being an international student at one of the university circles? I think you mentioned you were in the volleyball circle here at Osaka University.
Yes, I was able to interact with the local Japanese students when I joined the volleyball circle. Even though my Japanese wasn't in a native level, they were able to include me to the community by speaking slowly and simply. And also they taught me with Osaka dialects that I can use in daily conversations. It was a great opportunity to be there.
That's great that they were that welcoming. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our current student presenters, Tanvi and Ms. Hong. Now, let's move to the next session. Thank you very much.